Welcome to our AI course creator webinar. I thought I would start while we're waiting for people to join. I thought I'd start with a couple of poll questions. Just thought it'll help me to make sure I tailor the presentation a little bit. I'm going to launch this one firstly. Feel free, I'll give a couple of, maybe a minute to answer the questions. While we're waiting for everyone to join in. Hello everyone, if you're joining, we're just doing a few polls before while people are joining in, and then we'll start our presentation. All right, I might close this poll, give you a couple more seconds. Great, everyone's from an RTO. That's good. That makes it easy because we do have a very tailored presentation for that. Okay, next poll. Double checking for international audience. If I need to do some tailoring there. Those who are still joining, we're just doing a few polls before we get started. I'll shut this poll down in a second. A couple more seconds to answer. All right. Interesting. So we've got a good cross section of people from Australia and obviously around the world. Mainly people who deliver in Australia. Okay. Last one. This one is interesting. I generally get a good cross section of people here. Nice. Lots of newbies here. That's good. All right, I'll give you a couple more seconds to answer. All right, so we've got lots good cross section of people, but tailored a bit towards the newer. That's good. All right, let's get a start on things. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Some housekeeping firstly. If you have any questions, there's up the top right-hand corner, there's a little speech bubble with a question mark in it. Ask any questions there. I won't get you to jump onto screen, but what I will do is get you to ask your questions there and I'll try and answer them as we go. Feel free to ask anything you like. There's no silly questions. Everyone happy to answer anything. All right, so AI course creator. So the plan here is to create e-learning courses a lot faster than we currently do, right? So that's what we're going to be able to do here. So just firstly, who am I? So my name's Mark Cesare. I am the business development manager here at eSkilled, and I sell our student and learning management systems and our e-learning. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about our AI course creator. So, session overview. What we're going to go through is, what is AI course creator? How does it work? We're going to do a practical demo and create a course live. And with showing different creation types. We've got a brand new, well, a month or so old Nano Banana tool that will create really high-end images and really complete courses, which is really good. We're going to edit some courses using AI. We're going to share the course, show you how to share the course, and themes. Show you how themes work within the system. And then, of course, how much does it cost? So we'll do that for you. So firstly, what is AI Course Creator? We're an incredible AI-powered e-learning authoring tool. So what we're going to do is create an e-learning file. So an e-learning file is not an LMS. It can be used within an LMS, but it is an e-learning file. And we're going to create one using this tool much faster, efficient and engaging course creation, easy document conversion, user-friendly interface, AI-assisted editing. It'll use rich media, so it'll be more, newer design looking for students, and interactive learning. And we can integrate with pretty much any LMS. There's some pretty minor ones that you can't do, but most LMS systems will have SCORM functionality, and we'll be able to produce a SCORM file. How does it work, and how are we different? So, eSkilled has been around for many years creating content. You might know the brands Precision, Compliant, Total Vet. They're our brands. We created an SMS and LMS, so student management and learning management systems, right? And now we've created this AI tool. So when we built it based on our instructional design team that helped build our e-learning and audit our e-learning. So very high-end content. We use the tell, show, do methodology. So provide you content, practical example case studies and scenarios, and also um, a formative quiz. So I'm already getting a question. Adam asks, "Hi Mark, I need to share this meeting with my team in Vietnam. Can I have the recording? Uh, there are they are on New Year holidays." No, I understood. Yes, you'll get a recording after the session here. That's something I probably should have said in my housekeeping. Yes, you'll get a recording after the session, and you'll be able to share that recording. So yes, is the answer to that. We speed up the design with beautiful themes. We structure the courses with images, flip cards built into the overall design, and we publish to an interactive SCORM output. Now, we also use LTI compatibility as well. So if you don't want to use SCORM, you certainly can use LTI. I'll explain why I reckon that's better, but um, we'll go from there. All right, next thing. Practical demo time. So let me show you how we go about doing this. So when you when you get access to the system, it's a portal, right? So it will be your own portal into our eSkilled system. It's not one portal and everyone accesses every course. It is a complete. Your portal will be your own portal only, and so anything you create, obviously, is your content, and you can use it how you like. It's a tool to help you create that content, right? Um, So when you're in the portal, you can create a course, view your courses, view your themes. Obviously, you can go into administration. Now, if you want to continue your script subscription after your subscription ends, you'll be able to jump into my subscription and uh, add your credit card details and so forth. There'll also be notifications, tutorials. Notifications will give you anything that we've done more recently, updates, so forth. You'll be able to see your credits. So it's really, really simple, basic interface, all right, which allows you to do it. Now, when you hit create a course, sorry, I've done some work here already, so make it a bit easier. When you go to create a course, you click here. Now, before I get into things, I just wanted to let you understand about how you can, there are different two creation types, right? Now, the types mean, firstly, there's the creative type, and then there's the document conversion type. So if you go down to document conversion here, you'll be able to upload a document and it'll convert it into an e-learning file. No, you won't have to prompt it, you won't have to do much. You'll only have to enter the things that are basic, that are forced, and then it will turn it into an e-learning file. I like to prompt it anyway, even if you're using document conversion, because then afterwards you'll be able to then use the AI to edit it, all right, if you choose, right? But yeah, we're going to be showing creative today because it's sort of the best use of this software. Joseph asks, can I get a white label for his organization? Right. So for your organization, Joseph, yes, absolutely. So there's customized themes, and I'll go into that in a little bit. I'm going to create a course first so we can hit generate, and then we can see a course completed. But once we start the course creation, I'll then go into themes and pricing and so forth. So yeah, happy to do that. All right. So we're going to use creation for now. But yeah, feel free to trial. You'll get a 14-day free trial. So you'll be able to trial both types. 2 free courses in that 14 days, yeah. All right, so step 1 is course details. Firstly, name of a course. Obviously, that's how you can search it at the start in your courses when you're going through your courses. There's also categories as well, which we'll show you later. But yeah, course name. The next question is describe your course audience. Now, this can be really granular. I've actually just used a lot of the unit from training.gov just to give me a little bit of guidance on who is learning the course and what sort of course it is. I'm doing a unit of competency, but you don't have to. You're doing non-accredited stuff. You just general language, right? But if you're doing, obviously we've got a lot of RTOs here in Australia, so you'll be able to use your units of competency, and I'll show you how to do that really well. So I'm just putting my course code and name in. And I've also put in individuals who lead a work group or team. That's from TGA website on this course. And I've also added a little bit extra. They are professionals in the fitness industry because I wanted to really show the system that I want it to be a fitness related course. Right? Yes. So describe your course in detail. I've used a unit code and the unit name. And I'm also putting in concentrate on learning around professionals in the fitness industry and offer a course that is contextualized to that industry. So, okay. And then what you can do is attach reference documents. This is one of the coolest things about this. You can add all sorts of things. So firstly, I'm going to add the unit of competency because that will then give me a good guidance on that. So I'll add that now. sus411, that's the code. Add. All right, so I've added the unit, but you can attach all sorts of documents. I have a client that will use their PowerPoints and then want to flesh it out. So they use that as a learning resource or curriculum documents. You can actually use AI, use ChatGPT or any tool with AI to create yourself a curriculum, and then you can input that so that it will concentrate on delivering for that curriculum. So yeah, lots of different uh, documents you can add here. As long as it's a PDF or a Word document, you're good. All right. Industry specific standards, legislation, all sorts of things you can put in there. Right. But just I've added a unit. Next, so this is course context. This is where it really shines. The product really shines is in how it can contextualize your courses. Because obviously, we have the situation where units of competency can be delivered in multiple industries. So when you go and purchase units, you might have a simulated business and it's not really related to your industry. That can be a problem, right? So we have to contextualize, and this will help you do that. You can go course depth and breadth. That's just how much text do you want in your course. I'm going to go standard. It'll still give me a lot of text for standard. But yeah, you can go comprehensive if you have a really wordy course. You need to use a lot of words there. I'm using the reading level of fairly difficult. It goes right from difficult is like university graduate level language. Very easy is understood by a 5-year-old, right? So you can really understand how you can go about doing this, right? So fairly difficult gives you a pretty high level language, but you're not going to get because we're using it for professionals here. That's really important to note. Who are you delivering to, and what's your lowest common denominator? Are you delivering to lowest socioeconomic? You need to make sure that you cater the language that way. Okay? Language. So this is going to be really great for those delivering outside of Australia. So you'll be able to tailor the language to the country and also the language, right? So we've got up to 96 different languages, I think. Actually, there may be more now. 96 different languages to choose from. And it will generate in those languages, and it won't translate it, it'll generate in those languages. Of course, it'll be helpful to use the same language in your reference document. It'll understand a little bit better when you use the same language. Tone of voice. Now, this isn't the tone of the voice of the person. It is a language, tone of the language that they're using. Right. So, is it going to be casual, professional, funny, dramatic, excited? I like encouraging mainly, but we're going to do professional for this one. Country context, very, very important because language isn't enough. We need to deliver to a country context. I'll give you an example. I was doing a demo for some people doing courses for retail workers in New Zealand, and I wanted it to tailor to the New Zealand. So I put New Zealand in here. It used cultural greetings from New Zealand, like kia ora and stuff like that. So really handy way to use language and in a country context. You can also go down to local, state, regional contexts. You just have to put it here in other contextual considerations. Also, you can do socioeconomic, you know, legal, regulatory frameworks, everything. You can chuck that in here in other contextual considerations. Of course, you can also put that into your reference document. So just know the more you back up what you say. I've put fitness industry a bunch of times here, right? So I want it to back up the fitness industry. The more you do that, the less it'll hallucinate, right? It's an AI tool, so AI will hallucinate if you give it context that is contradictory, because it'll go, oh, I don't know which one to go off, so it'll use it in a contradictory way and it'll hallucinate. So it's best to back it up as much as you can, right? Now, I'm going to move to next. The last step 3 is course settings. So this is how does it look, and what am I including in this, right? So firstly, category will be how you can search it, sort of like a folder structure, but without a folder. The way technology works these days. Topic navigation, free or linear. If I do free, it just means I can go to any subtopic within the course, right, at any time. Linear means I have to progress in an order, right? So I'm doing free for this just to show you how it works. I'm going to add learning objectives. That gives me a little title page with a little blurb on each section. Include case studies. Yes, of course we do. Of course we want to include case studies. And then the theme. Now, this should answer the question for the white label Joseph asked before. You can completely customize themes. And then once you've built the theme, you can use it. And then it will be for all the courses that you develop. Right? So absolutely you can white label here. Because remembering it's a course. Good way to contextualize e-learning. hard to do in the RTO world. The next. Step 4 is quiz setting. So this is going to be a formative quiz. It is not going to do summative assessments, right? So that's something to note here, right? Formative assessment tasks only. So it's just a formative quiz so you understand the content in the course, right? If you want summative, you would do that within your LMS system, right? This system is going to be your content, practical example case studies or scenarios, and then a formative quiz. That's it. That's all we're doing here in this e-learning file. But it's going to be really good content, you'll notice here. Right? Now, you can do a combination of true or false, single, multiple choice answer, fill in the blanks, and matching. So it'll do all sorts of self-marking questions there. Joseph asked, can I use my logo as my theme? Yes, Joseph, absolutely. You can I'll show you the themes in a minute. You'll be able to customize logos, fonts, colors, everything. Right? It'll be very, very, there's a color picker. You can even do padding and, different hotspot, like looks on hotspots. Yes, completely customizable. I'll show you that in a minute. Now, I've gone through all the prompting. So what I'm going to do is generate a quick outline. That's the first thing it will do. Right? Now, AI will generate you a really good outline firstly, and then from that you can then edit it, and we'll go into that. It takes takes about a minute to do this bit. And he's painting Ebot. Ebot is our guy. He's painting his little masterpiece, putting on some final touches. This is too quick, so I don't normally go away at this point and do themes yet. Let's do this. There's a lot of different icons with our little ebot. He will garden when you go in to edit your course, and when you go to generate, he's cooking. So he's a really cool little bot. Very, very funky. Oh, taking a little second. I've given him a complex unit, maybe. I don't know. I should probably check that. Takes a little while once you hit generate, depending on how many topics it is, takes a little while. So I might delete some of the topics just so I can get an output pretty quickly. And then while we're waiting for that output, we can maybe we just jump over to themes for a bit. Normally this doesn't take longer than a minute. All right, let's do that. So in terms of themes, we give you a bunch of themes by default, but if you want to jump in, you can just edit a theme or you can create your own theme from scratch. But if I go to edit one, let's just grab, summer. How about that? All right, firstly, theme information, style. So you get different styles, theme images. It's going to auto generate me an image. You'll see when we go here. Cover page, image, and then it'll give you colors, fonts, the background, start course creation button. You'll notice that it's got a graduated button. You can do that sort of stuff. Completion page changes, course content banners, and then you've got different options there. You can add in your own icons, all sorts of things. You can't really see that, but there are icon buttons in there as well. You can even choose from default icons as well. When I go into Course Builder here, we've got a bunch of options. Image settings, heading text, heading 4, heading 5, paragraph, pre-formatted, all that. Accordion headers, hyperlinks, image settings. So am I curving the image, opacity, all sorts. Table settings, interactive activities, hotspots. Do I have a default icon, for instance? All of that. Content padding, call to action buttons, preview. So that's a little preview button on what topic you're on, course headings, top. Yeah, lots of options. Oh, we're still going on the live demos, guys. How we go? Might move over to, so yeah, customizable theme. Hopefully that answers your question, Joseph. Does that answer your question? Wait for a thumbs up, maybe. We'll wait for that. AI course creator pricing. I can go into pricing, but hopefully we've got still going. Yeah, let's go into pricing. All right, so cost-wise, our AI creator you can do monthly or annual. Obviously, I've got Australian dollars here, so you can obviously choose different rates depending on where you're from. Oh, where do I place my logo? Okay, that will edit that. Yes. All right. So you might have it on the cover page. You might have it on your banner pages, right? So that's the top bar along the preview. There's lots of places you can put your logo. By all means, you can customize your banner image. Make sense? Even do course preview sections. Yeah, there's lots of options there. Of course, you're going to want to put it on your title page as well, I would assume, so you can add images to that as well. Yes. Okay, cost-wise. Oh, wait. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we got it. Sorry, guys. Took a second. We have quite a complex unit, so I might cut back some of the unit. Oh, no. All right, it's about 25 topics or so. All right, so what it'll do is create you topics and subtopics. It's going to do a really good job of using your elements and performance criteria, but noting that it's going to be a fully structured course. So it's not going to be just elements and performance criteria. It might be a full, it might use them and then edit them because that's AI. That's how AI is used, right? So you can see here, very, very interesting teams and suppliers, gathering stakeholder feedback, promoting wins. So this is very fitness related. So you can see that. Great. And then I want to hit generate. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to delete a subtopic just so we can get it done in the time. Actually, maybe two. Sorry, guys. Normally you wouldn't do that in a course, but I just want to make sure we can get it done in the time and I can start to show you editing. And I will do that. So I'm going to hit generate. So this is going to start the process of cooking up my course, okay? Preparing ingredients. All right, so we'll go back to this pricing. So you can go monthly or annual pricing. I would recommend going annual because if you go monthly, you can't download it as a SCORM file, right? You want to be downloading the courses as a SCORM file so you can keep those courses, whether you have our system or not, right? Yes, we will. Sorry, Joseph. Yes, we'll definitely be showing you how to edit and how to export as well. So don't worry, we'll get to that. I'm going to generate the course first, and then we'll do that. So while we're waiting, I'll get through pricing, and then we'll come back to pricing at the end as well a little bit. So monthly starter is $89 a month, right up to Pro $299 a month. If you go annual, as you get up in tiers, it reduces the cost um, as a percentage, right? You get different package things with each tier. One user versus 5 users. We can also customize the package with more users again if you choose, right? Storage is important too. AI image gen. So probably the biggest, most important thing is the AI image gen credits, right? Sorry, AI generation credits that it uses per course, right? Because each course is going to use a lot of generation credits. And I'll show you, once we've generated this course, I'll show you how many credits we've used. It's essentially using credits based on the tokens with the providers, with the AI providers that we use, right? And we use different providers depending on different things that we do. Obviously, images, we're using the Nano Banana engine. For text, it'll be mainly ChatGPT. Um, with and then with quizzes, there's another one we use for quizzes as well. The key though is we're using the API version of these models, right? So it's not feeding the model. It is encrypted all the way to the model and encrypted back, and it's stored on your platform, not on the AI platform. Okay, so very important to note there. But in terms of how many generation credits does it take per course, that will vary significantly depending on the course you have, right? A basic course, non-accredited course might only be a couple of hundred, or 150 or so, right? But a high-end course might even be a million, right? Depending on how you generate and what you're generating and how comprehensive the text is and all sorts of things, right? So there's lots of variability. you will get an idea on how many generation credits you use when you trial it, because you'll be able to look and see how many you've used for each course. And you'll get 2 free ones, so it'll be easy. 50 course limit. The other thing here, note here, on the starter package, it's only 50 courses that you can store on the platform. So even if you duplicate courses and you're not using the credits to duplicate the course, it will still use up a course part of the course limit. All right. So most people tend to push up to maximize because it gives you like a lot more for not much more money. Especially if you're going annual. You're talking less than $600 and you got a whole lot more, almost double on everything just about. And then Pro, of course, exponentially gets better again. So that's good for pricing. So yeah. The other one is AI image gen credits. Now it won't use image gen credits when you're generating the course the first time, but it will use it when you add AI generated images during the editing component, right? It's going to use your AI generations in the initial function, and then it'll use the image gens when you want to add images later using AI. And I'll show you how to do that. I'll make sure I do that, Cesar. The other thing is one LMS connection via LTI. LTI just means it's operating between learner systems, right? So essentially, what it is a file that can be used on a system. It's sort of like a window into your portal, so that you can use the course, and the course will feed back to your LMS, as in the progression of students and stuff will feed back into your LMS as well. So it gives you all the functionality of a SCORM, but there's no file. All right, it's linked. Can you upload your own images at no cost in eSkilled? Correct. Yes, Joanne. Yes, you can. Good to see your name there. Yes, you can upload your own images. Absolutely, and you can even use our free image library, which I'll show you too. Let's see how we're going. Ooh, we're almost done. That was easy. Quick generation. Yes, absolutely, Joanne. Twice in 1 week. Good to see. So adding final ingredients. He's almost done. Almost done generating. While we're here, we go into one that's already done. There's also a tutorials function here, so you'll be able to do that. It gives you there's in terms of language, this is for the application. So for the actual tool itself, you can even use different languages for that. So if you have different people utilizing the platform, they can use their own language instead of English. That's important too. How are we going? Ooh, we're getting there. Takes a second or two with the final ingredient. I can just jump into a course, just to the courses page here. So this is how you would search your courses. You can go by category. You can create your own categories as well. You can search by the course name, but also the name of the person creating the course as well. So if I type in Mark right here, I'll be able to search and I'll see only my courses. Right? So yeah, that's something to know. It'll search by lots of things. Almost done. Oh, getting there. All right, let's just jump into one just so that I can show you a little bit of editing while we're waiting. When you jump into a course, can I use your platform as a virtual school? So Joseph, it is creating an e-learning file. So you'll need a learning management system to be able to present that content, right? Now, if your virtual school, I'm assuming, is a learning management system. So it is not a learning management system, no. It will not, you won't be able to see progression. You can create preview courses here, but you're not going to be able to see how your students go through here. You'll need a learning management system on top of this. If you need one, we actually do learning management systems as well. So I can talk you through our enterprise packages or our RTO packages, whichever you need. So yes, it can help with that, but it is not a virtual school, no. All right. So I've got this example course here. I need one. Yeah, yeah. It's important to have a learning management system, Joseph, because that'll give you progression. It'll get you'll be able to see communication back from students, that sort of thing. So it is feedback. You'll probably want to do some summative assessment tasks, not just sort of self-marking questions as well. So that's something to note. There are lots of things you can do with our LMS. I'll show you that at another date. You'll have to reach out and I'll demo it for you. All right. So this example, so some things about editing your courses. All right. So if I want to use AI to edit this course, I can just highlight a bit of text, and it's got a little AI icon there. Anything with the little stars is AI. I can expand, bullet points, summarize. There's a new tool called Prompt Edit. So if I click that, it's going to allow you to prompt what you want to see in the edited text as well. I want to see it for oh, sorry. Joseph says I want to set it for vocational courses. Yes. So it's going to be able to create courses for an RTO. It's not going to create summative assessments for an RTO. You will need both formative and summative assessment tasks to deliver vocational courses, Joseph. And so we can talk you through that. Absolutely. I can talk you through that in another demo. All right. So yeah, if I want to edit by AI, I can do that. The other thing you can do is text to speech, text to image, or I can also go text to speech will give you an AI generated text. So if I go text to speech here, I can create audio for that. Let's see. Oh, I've got my course. Oh, it's a horrible theme. Sorry, guys. I've picked the wrong theme here. But you'll see here it's created myself a cover image as well. Um, Great. It'll do actually what I might do is just preview the course as it stands, so you can see what it generates by default. Yep, no worries, Joseph. I'll reach out. Preview. This is without any editing at all. All right. This is how the course is done. Obviously, I've chosen a horrible theme that's not been updated since all the in exciting design themes. So apologies for that, guys. I've picked a theme that probably shouldn't have. All right. So learning objectives, setting up sustainable work context. Right. So you'll see here, it's got accordions. It's got image gen. This is an AI image gen here, right? And you'll notice it even brings in like workflows and flip cards. It'll do diagrams as well. You'll see some diagrams coming. Obviously, you've got your really nice looking quizzes. Fitness, obviously. I probably shouldn't have picked fitness because they don't. Not a lot of diagrams in fitness. They just want to positive outlooks. Creating a team. So you can see how it's really contextualized it to the fitness industry. Right? Here we go. Water usage, energy consumption. So if you've got like a really high-end course with like lots of diagram sort of content, I'll show you an example of one that we haven't edited that is in that. It's got a case study here, ABC Fitness Centre, located in the heart of Brisbane. So this is the context that I put into it. Beautiful. Queensland Environmental Protection Act. Yeah, very important. Carbon footprint. Beautiful. So yeah, that's a course without even editing it at all. But you can come in and you can add in voice to text stuff. And like if I just do that for this one, you can do select the voice language. You can select so William Australia, for instance. Let's convert this one in. The different audio, different text. It's going to read it out in English, right? Because we've got English text here. Whatever language it is, it'll read it out in that language. But I think you'll find that it does a really good job of pausing at the right moments and so forth. Ready?
Safety, compliance, and infection control foundations. This course begins by establishing essential safety and compliance knowledge.
Hopefully everyone can hear that when I'm previewing that text. I think what you can see is if you've ever used AI image voice to text, it can be pretty horrible. And I think you'll find that this one is very good. And it does use a lot of credits for the image for the voice to text. It's so worth the credits, I would have to say. Right now, the other thing you can do is add in other things. Right, so if I want to add in a video or audio, maybe I don't want the voice to text and I want to read it out myself. You can do that. Document viewers, interactive hotspots. So it's already adding flip cards in, right? But you can also add in hotspots. And then when you're adding those things in, you can add an image. You can use the free image libraries, or you can generate via AI. Let's go club search. Beautiful. Add that in, and there's a hotspot, and that's used my theme. I can edit that too, by the way. So if I have this one's just got a button, but you can use a background color. You can type in headings and text as well. You can add multiple hotspots, drag and drop. It's literally that easy, right? Create really cool courses. And there's call to action buttons, content banners, image to the left or right, all of that is all built in. Very easy functionality and all drag and drop. And if I don't like the text, I can just delete all the content in a section, and then this AI assistant will allow me to generate content for the whole section. Yeah, very cool. Any more questions while we're here? Will there be a certificate of attendance? Okay. I assume you mean within the course, so no. So this is a SCORM file. Again, that's a learning management system thing, not a course creation thing, Joseph. So this is literally just creating the content for your course. Your learning management system will issue the certificate, or student management system will issue a certificate. Again, I'll talk you through that when we meet. So yeah, it gives you an estimated course completion. This one's 13.72 hours to do this course. Obviously, it's a full unit of competency. It's quite comprehensive in terms of text. So you can create quite complex courses here. I wouldn't suggest you create a whole qualification in one course, but still use unit by unit. But yeah, if you want a cluster or something like that, you can create a document that will cluster the units and then upload that so that you've got a uh, the way you would cluster it. But, yeah. Previews, download a SCORM. If you're using different systems, use different versions of SCORM. Right? If I'm downloading 1.2, that's what I would use generally with our LMS, the eSkilled one. If you're using other brands, some of them require you to use simple sequencing. Depends on which learning management system you use. That will then export the course as a file. Oh, sorry, Joseph. Sorry, I misunderstood your question. I'm also asking for certificate of attendance for the webinar. Yes, you'll get a certificate of attendance for the webinar. That'll come after the session as well. About 3 hours after the session, you'll get an email and you'll get your certificate. Yeah. You can edit. So the cool thing is you could duplicate the course, edit the course settings, change the language, and regenerate the whole course in a new language, but with all the same settings. So it'll allow you to do all sorts of things like that. All right. I think that's pretty much all I wanted to show you there. All right. So now when you download the SCORM file, you can then upload that into pretty much any LMS system. We'll have a SCORM upload functionality. If you want to use LTI, you can go to monthly. if you want to use LTI, that will actually, you can connect your system to our system and it will be like a window into the system. Depends on which LMS system as to how that LTI functionality works. But basically, it's learner technology interoperability or something like that. So that's what it means essentially. So it'll connect the systems and also bring progression back and forth. All right. Now, there's also some, affiliate programs. We've got blogs. We've got webinars. Obviously, I do a webinar every month. So yeah, we can. You're welcome to do that. No worries, Joanne. Now, if anyone else has any final questions, I think I've pretty much gone through everything. While we're waiting, I might just bring you back to my presentation. And while we're waiting, feel free to click the scan to use the free trial. But yes, if you have any further questions, please ask them in the questions bar. Happy to answer them as we go. Mainly, we use the text-wise. We use ChatGPT 4.0. We're getting to the higher level of ChatGPT, but until it's effective, we won't use it. It's got to be the best output. It's got to give you the best output. When you say users per package, oh yes, Joseph, users per package. That's a good question. So different packages have different amounts of users. That's the people creating courses, right? Users are how many people create the courses. Once you've created the courses, unlimited learners can go through them. You don't charge per learner or anything. You literally, it's users creating courses because this is a creation. Hopefully that answers that question, Joseph. Any further questions before we finish up? I'm happy to finish this up early, but I'll keep this open, the free trial open for a little bit longer. Right. Lovely to see so many faces and we'll see so many attendees. That's great. Feel free to ask any questions later too. We will send you an email after this session with the recording, with the certificate, so you'll be able to share that with your teams. If you need extra enterprise packages, so forth, feel free to ask the question too. Happy to help. No worries. Well, I might finish it up here then. Oh, I have another question. Oh, all right, I'm going to finish that up here. Feel free to join. Try it now. Two courses, 2 weeks to create your courses. It won't give you the tool to export to SCORM from the trial. If you need anything on that, just let me know. There are some things that won't work with the trial as well, but you should get a really good understanding of the courses. No worries. Yeah, we can talk about that, Joseph. No worries, Catherine. Catherine just said useful session. Thank you. Beautiful. Hopefully, I've helped you with creation too, because I think some people get into it and don't know how to prompt it or whatever. Hopefully these sessions help with that as well. Yeah, if there's any questions, you can directly email us. Yes, you can email me, of course. My email, actually, what I might do is just share my email. It's within the chat. Yeah, feel free to email me directly, but understand that you'll be able to just email the team from the chat. You'll get a reply in 3 hours and you'll be able to email from there as well. So feel free to do that. But that might But hopefully that helps with the communication. Does everyone see that in the chat? No worries. Thanks, guys. I will end the session here. Feel free to reach out.